I'm literally mapping my own behavior here. I think it's the one thing that I'm missing from the people I want to consume. You know what, Ryan? I have a lot of shit to say on Sunday night when I'm sitting there
Yeah,
on the couch and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I've got a lot of stuff I want to share and talk about. So why
that's
don't I go live and share and talk about it?
I'm glad. It sparked today's topic about what you could be doing now that you think you'd regret from 3 years from now. And you mentioned behind the scenes content, and I thought like this is going to be something easy to grab onto and talk about, especially in a little bit of detail. So that's where it came from.
Interesting.
And there's a few ways we can go at this, and a few things, I guess, a few points that I want to mention of why I think it's important to do that. I think you really believe in it as you bring it up all the time. But why was that? Why was behind the scenes content the one thing? Why was that your answer to next question of what you should be doing now that you would regret that you didn't do 3 years from now?
I think it's the honest, like I'm literally mapping my own behavior here. I think it's the one thing that I'm missing from the people I want to consume.
I mean, I 1,000% agree. My dramatic example is always the Kardashians. I look at the fact of whether you talk about personal branding, how you feel about them. I feel like we know everything about them. It gives you the
Love it.
opportunity to judge, which people like to do. You like some episodes, you don't like others. You don't. Sometimes you don't even watch the show. You just know what's going on, and it's like I guess it creates like this, but it's that intense know of behind the scenes of exactly what's going on in their life. For some reason, we crave that kind of stuff, and I don't know why.
We're nosy.
Yeah, we're nosy. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, first of all, your lighting improved. I don't know what you did there. It seems like it got better all of a sudden.
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
But you're right, it does. Maybe the sun is creeping through. I'll try.
Um, I, I spent some time last night talking about, and this is, I think about this a lot. Like,
I'm here. I'm listening.
I wish so much that I started behaving as a marketer the way I knew the marketing behavior needed to be executed 2 or 3 years ago. Like that burns me. So when I think of like the time lost, the 24 months, the 36 months, the even 18 months of, I wished I had just been doing this 18 months ago, and it would be crazy to think about where I would be. And talking to Andy Panko was one that kind of brought that up, like in me. I was like, this guy started this like a year ago, like 10 months ago, and it's changing his life. Like he's got so much attention coming in that he doesn't know what to do with it. And that was part of the MCo Advisors corporate post on the LinkedIn page. Like the difference between needing more clients, like craving new business and turning people away is razor thin. And all it is applying patience and content consistently. And I just it's killing me to think of like I wish I'd started this with you 18 months ago, 24 months ago. Like it would be our lives would be way different.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, that's true. And I think you can always look at that. And I think taking more so than I think of that, I imagine people are weighing heavier on the things that they know they should be doing that they're not doing right now. We're at least doing this. Wish we would have done it more to some capacity. Maybe we started it daily. I don't know. I think it grew the way it had to. And I feel like we're taking advantage of it. But there's still people out there not taking advantage of the situation that we have, not taking advantage of marketing and understanding what it could do for their business. So, I mean, that's why we beat the drum every day and, have been doing it every morning because it's so important.
Right. So if there's people that are out there that are not even doing what they should be doing in 2021, like imagine how they're going to feel in 2023, 2024. Like talk about wasted time. So then when Nick says, okay, like give me some real advice. If you said in 24 months, what do I wish I had been doing? I think it's putting more content out that is not branded, more content out that's not professional. And I think that. I think it's Nick pulling up to the new home build and be like, and guys, just pulled up. I can't wait to share with you where we're at. My wife and I and the family move in on the 25th. It's game time. We're 10 days out. Like, let me walk you around, take a look. It's a little muddy. And he's walking you around on his cell phone. And for 3 minutes, he's literally rambling about the house. And he's like, oh, it looks like they, this is obviously where they leave their trash. There's a pile full of McDonald's. But we laugh at that. That doesn't have to go on the Know My Plan corporate page, but that can easily be its own YouTube channel or a sub page that's like behind the scenes with Nick. And what that does, in my opinion, is it drives such a deep relationship with people viewing that content with him. Like, they know who he is now. It's not like he's putting on an actor's, he's not putting on an act when he gets in front of the video. Like, I know Nick, like I know his personality now.
Yeah. And attached to that, a tangible piece of content creation I'd give everybody is the fact that behind the scenes content is always the stuff you're already doing. So it's pictures of things and moments in time of things that you don't have to prepare for. It's not only what we want, it's the speed factor, and it's the other pieces of bits of information you can put in to add into, which then creates consistency. If you're doing 1 or 2 posts a week, I would encourage you to add 1 or 2 more of behind the scenes content, something you're doing. Hey, I'm about to get ready for a meeting, just got out of a great meeting, somebody's retiring, but like whatever. But that it generates stories, it'll get you going, but really it creates that consistency because it's so easy to say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, the consistency is huge. It actually just keeps you active because it's behind the scenes. There's nothing too professional about it. So it's just real time. You just either snap a picture or tell a story in real time.
We love seeing things build. And to me, behind the scenes builds brand because you get to see the growth that actually happens in real time. You're seeing the pictures or you're seeing the feeling, somebody's personality, watching it grow, or you just get to know them more and more. I mean, there's so many values that I think comes from it, especially from us being a younger company and stuff, going live every day, seeing the show evolve, where it will be in 6 months, where it'll be in a year is what really builds the brand at the end of the day is almost the story that you have of actually doing it. So, I mean, I've been big on telling people to document because I realize that other people are having trouble creating ideas. And I've been on the kick about clear over creative. And I'm just thinking behind the scenes content is just another thing we can do to give people what they want and brand.
Here's the challenge, Ryan, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. The challenge is COVID has put people in a position of working from home. People are getting comfortable with that. That will become a new norm for many people. And what holds people back is I don't have a fun office to walk people through. I'm not at that fun office to walk people through anymore. Like, there's no one there. It's just me. I'm just here in my house, or I'm just here in the office alone. So what are you guys even talking about? What's this behind the scenes content? There's no scenes.
Yeah. So for me, maybe if you think about my townhome or something that I think it'll be fun to show, but not as excited to show as a house being built. I think people still want to know. So one thing I would say is what you think is boring, most people think is interesting. Some people might like the fact that you're just in a box when you're just like, hey, this is my office and the video's over because we're done. I spun around in a circle and like it's over, something like that. Maybe you play into it a little bit. But the other thing is you just have to start creating your show or using your marketing as behind the scenes. When you're shooting a video, you take a picture of yourself, new video coming, little promotion clips, little things people can see, and you just do what you can.
Yeah, I think I filmed one. I filmed a behind the scenes 4 minutes last night before I went live. And I did another one for 4 minutes before we just went on. And it was literally just me having the phone set up and me speaking to the phone or just to nothing in general, talking to the audience about what I'm about to do.
I also think behind the scenes content forces you to put out the unscripted, realist stuff about you, and you get out the personality and the energy that you've always been trying to create. So usually that thing that when you package something, obviously it can be done very well and like help you grow your business and move in that direction. But like you said, sometimes people just want to connect with people. They want to see the real thing, and it's hard to schedule authenticity or almost present it in a way. When you're packaging it, you start chiseling it. You say, oh, I don't want to say this, I do want to say this, almost like getting ready for a webinar. But when you just say something how you really feel, those are the sentences, those are the things, those are the quirks, whatever you have that I think really connects with people, and that makes it come through.
Here's one for you that just came to me, and I'm like thrilled about it. If anyone's out there calling bullshit on this idea of creating behind the scenes content or showing how the sausage is made, and then thinking that people don't want to watch that, guys, you literally have all brought your kids to a chocolate factory, to an ice cream plant. We go to the mint to see how money is made. We like these companies are so smart. They did this years ago and decided, oh, not only are we going to sell them the product, we're going to put a whole tour in place and show them how we make teddy bears. And we're going to charge everybody $18 to do it and then drop them off in a gift shop. Like, so the companies,
When I'm going through a
we,
brewery, right? You're visiting, seeing how it's made.
we've all been
So
doing this for the last 30 years, 40 years. And we're just now thinking, oh my God, people want to see behind the scenes. No kidding. You're paying to see behind the scenes. That's a day trip for the family on a Saturday.
I love that. What a great example. I hope you're recording this. What time is
This
it?
is, I'll
15
download
minutes
this. So
in.
yeah,
Okay, good.
it
No,
just came to me. I was like, we
it's
did a Ben and Jerry's thing. It cost the family like $62. And then we spent however much at the gift shop to see how they make friggin' ice cream.
you're selling me on the fact that not only is it something that I think is a good idea, I think it's something that we have to start telling people to do.
I, like, I'm telling you, man, like when we sit down at night and we're just bored of watching friggin' Blue Bloods because we know what happens at the end of it, like, I want to put on reality. I want to see real stuff that inspires me, drives relationships, makes me laugh, makes me, I want to see that stuff.